store. Well, I'm going to show you how to make this cornhole for next to nothing. You just have to really buy these and use scrap wood. Let's get going. Now I get all these plans from Anna White's site, and here is a cut list and things that you will need. So we got 2 4x4s and got our local home hardware store to cut them in half for us. And then I have 4 2x4s that were left in my garage from previous projects, and everything else you should have except for the bolts. You might have to pick up the bolts. So let's get cutting. Okay, so now we're going to get cutting the 2x4s. So each board will give you one 47 3/4 inch, 20 3/4 inch, and 11 3/4 inch board. So you just need 2 2x4s, and that's all you need. Let's get cutting. Now I've already pre-measured them all out. I'm just going to line her up and make sure she's nice and tight. And let's get cutting. That's our longest one. Here's our middle one. The 20 3/4. I like to measure them all out and everything so I don't waste your time with a lot of repetitive. So there's our 2 boards. I'm just going to place this.
You need to cut.
Last one. Line it up. And this is the scrap one. I'll just place it aside. Last cut. Now I'm going to set up for my angle and we'll be right back. So right now we're going to do our 45-degree angle cuts, and then we're going to switch the angle to 22 1/8 to do the other end. So let's get cutting. Both legs before you switch to the 22. Barely taking anything off. Now I do have marked on the wood what angle I'm doing. So we're just going to move. Sorry, just 1 minute. Sorry about that. Battery ran out on the camera. So let's turn this to 22 1/8 to do the leg angle.
There.
Sorry, there's a bee. Okay. Perfect angle. Get the other one done. Meet you over at the drill. So I got my handy dandy helper to help me drill the holes because I'm not feeling that strong today. So, and he was feeling a little left out. So now we're gonna assemble the platform. Okay, so we're gonna just put 2 screws on either end and make the box. Sorry. Helper to do that side because I always have a hard time on the left. Just like that. That's it. Okay. And do the exact same on the other end. And make sure she's flush. I'll get my handy dandy helper over here to do his first since he has everything over there. Please.
No problem, dear.
We make a good team, eh?
We do.
We better after 30 years. Do the other side. You want to hold it for me, please?
I will.
Make sure she's flush. It's not. Hold it flush up there, please. One more. Sorry. Again, we're using reused screws, so that's why we keep skipping. We try to use a lot of recyclables here. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to flip it back over, get the bolts to put the legs on. Actually, I think I'm going to do something else. I'm going to hammer. I'm going to burn, sorry, I lost my train train of thought. I'm going to burn the wood with my torches. I'm going to show you the two torches I'm going to use. I have a handheld torch that we use to light our fires in our barbecue. And then I have my weed one. So, let's get this set up and I'll show you what I do. So, if you don't have a big torch like this, I use it for doing my weeds and a lot of burning. You can use this torch. Now, I bought it for lighting our campfires out here in our fire pit, and sometimes our ignition doesn't work on our barbecue. But as I was told, people use it for doing plumbing. I don't, but you can use these as well. So let's get to it. We're going to start with the legs. We burn everything before we assemble. So you don't have to sand any of this because you're going to be burning the shavings anyway. You want to make sure the raw ends have a nice char on them. And always, if you're doing this, make sure you're close to water. I'm like less than 8 feet away from my hose. So, now you can go as light or as dark as you wish. I like it medium to well done. That was a joke. And I'll show you what the char looks like on a fresh cut. You want to make sure it's nicely done because it will be sitting on the ground. Char. Get all those shavings off so nobody's getting any splinters. Burning's great because then you can see the grain of the wood. Char. Over and do the other side. Pull. Hot. I'll show you the other torch. So either or will work perfectly fine. They do the same job. That one's a little more awkward to use than the little one. So you want to hold it about almost 1.5 to 2 inches away from the wood. I like to give a nice burn on all the knots because the sap comes out and it caramelizes. And also with burning any of the stamps that the lumber company has put on, they just fade away with the burn. I much prefer the longer one. I don't know why. I think I just have a better hand on it. See all the grains coming out? Brush cut on the end here, so you want to make sure it's charred. Remember to hold it 1.5 to 2 inches away. Now I'm going to do all sides of the wood, preserve it even more, even though this is pressure treated wood. Look at that grain come out, eh? On this side. And do the inside here. So I'm going to just bring it a little bit closer so you can watch. Char on that, eh? All the grains coming out. So the other thing we bought for this cornhole is the plywood, the bolts, and the bean bags. The 2x4s, we had extras left over from another project. So actually, if you're going to buy all the materials, it's only going to cost you around $40. Except for the bean bags. The bean bags, you have to go to a sporting goods store or like a Canadian Tire, that's here in Canada. They could run you anywhere from $15 to $30. Bolts we're using, I believe they're 3/4 bolts. I'm going to get my handy dandy helper just to bring you over. And we're just going to finish up here. The side, and then I'm going to turn it over and burn the bottom and the top, but then I'll bring you back for assembly. So I'll see you soon. Hi guys, so now we're going to assemble the leg. We want to make sure that the angles are facing both the same way. I already put one on. Now we're going to put this one on, get it through the hole. So we have a bolt and 4 washers and 1 nut. We're going to tap this in. Don't need that anymore. Put that away. I need a bolt. I'm going to get my handy helper to get me my bolt because I forgot it. Just gonna use this. Drop that. Put it on tight. And then you just put that on, and then the bolt. Alright, and last step is to put the nut on, and then ratchet it in place. Put it on as finger tight as you can. You have your ratchet. Just gotta loosen that a little bit. You want to tighten it as far as it'll go, and then you're going to loosen one turn. One turn. And the legs are nice and free. Legs are nice and free. Now we're going to put the top on. Okay, so now it's time to finish the assembly. So just a reminder, we got a 4x4 piece of 1/2 inch plywood. My local lumber store cut it for me, and I pre-started it because I wanted to paint it and for this video. So all you have to do is get a hole cut in the middle. I've painted it so it'll be nice and dry for assembly. So I'm just going to make sure everything is flush where I want it with a slight overhang on all 4 corners. About the half of my fingertip. Drill. And my screws. We're going to start at the corners and work our way in. See, I do know how to screw in screws. These are brand new, not recycled. But we did have them hanging around, so I didn't have to buy them. Now I'm going to put 2. Quarter of the way down on each side. On the other side and do this side, and then I'm going to do 1 each on top and bottom. So now, let's go set it up and have some fun. Well, this is the finished product, guys. And remember, we got these plans from Anna White's site, and we'll leave the site in the description. So have fun, because I know I am, with all your friends and family. Have a great day, everyone, and see you soon. Bye now.